This next video is going to be going over 5 functional exercises. So we've reviewed how to self-assess the low back, how to begin strengthening the low back after an acute injury, and now we're going to go into functional exercises, which can translate into our day-to-day lives, or as an athlete, getting back into performance, getting back into the swing of things, and increasing that level of intensity for your training. So the first exercise we're going to do is called a hollow hold, and I love this exercise. It's actually an exercise for gymnasts, but it transfers very well to improving strength in the core and low back region. So I'm going to show you different modifications for this, and we'll begin by lying on our backs and lifting the legs up, lifting the head off the ground and arms by your side. So this is your first time doing this, and this is where you want to stay. If this is too easy for you and you want to increase that intensity, we're going to bring the arms back. Arms are going to be right by the ears. Low back is pushing into the ground, and you're going to extend your legs. Now, if this is too easy, you can start lowering those legs down and hold your hollow hold position. And typically, you'll want to do that for about 10 seconds to begin. And then as you start getting stronger, then you want to increase that and lengthen it for about 20 to 30 seconds. And you can do 2 to 3 sets of that. All right, the next exercise that we're going to do to strengthen the low back is going to be a side plank. So again, I'm going to show you modifications, and you can start wherever you feel comfortable. So first, you want to keep your elbow underneath your shoulder, and then you want to make sure that your hip and your knee are in the same line. So as you lift your hip up, you want to push those hips forward, engaging your glutes, keeping your shoulder down and away from the ear, and making sure that your head is not sagging down, that you're lifting that head and holding steady. If this feels pretty easy, you can straighten out one leg, pushing that top leg down. If this feels easy, you can go ahead and lift both legs off the ground, pushing that top leg into the ground and holding this position. Keeping the ribs down, engaging your glutes. Hold for about 10 seconds, and then you can lengthen that for a little bit longer, 20 to 30 seconds, doing 2 to 3 sets on each side. All right, so the next exercise we're going to do is an incline push-up. So I like doing this because it's not as much pressure on the low back, but if this feels too easy for you, you're more than welcome to take it to the ground and do a regular push-up. So we're going to start with a box here. I'm going to place my hands at about shoulder width apart. Feet are going to be together, and you want to make sure that your hips are being, they're neutral with the rest of your back. You don't want to lift your hips up, and you want to make sure you're taking them with you. So you want to bend your elbows. You can touch your chest to the box and then push into the ground, pressing yourself up. Making sure that you're not changing position at any point. You don't want your back to arch and kind of do this or allow it to arch too far back. You want to make sure your abs are engaged, glutes are squeezed, coming down, inhaling, nice and tight on the way up. The next exercise we're going to do is a kettlebell deadlift. So this is a great functional exercise because a lot of times we need to pick things up from the ground, and we want to make sure that we're doing it with correct form. So you want to be about hip width apart. You're going to drive the pelvis back, holding onto your kettlebell, pushing the legs into the ground, and standing up nice and straight. And then you want to repeat that motion, pushing the pelvis back, making sure your back is nice and straight, and then push your legs straight until you come to a standing position. Now I'm starting off with lighter weight here. This is about 16 kilos, about 35 pounds. So you want to start with something that's comfortable for you and then progressively work your way up. So the last exercise that we're going to do is going to be a kettlebell carry, where we're going to hold it in a rack position. So we're going to hold it closer to our chest. So you're going to grab your kettlebell or your dumbbell, place it at chest level, and you're going to go ahead and walk forward. So you want to make sure that you're standing up nice and tall, holding the kettlebell at your chest level. Make sure you're breathing, and then you'll turn around and take it back. You want to make sure that when you're holding the kettlebell, that you're not leaning back. So keep yourself upright, holding nice and tight, and breathing comfortably. And you can go for a distance of about 25 feet, bringing it back. Do that for about 3 cycles, and that concludes your last exercise for foundational strengthening of the low back. I know I said 5 exercises, but bonus. So we're gonna do a bent over row. So you can use a bench here, or you can do it, in this case we have a box. So we're gonna go ahead and bend over. You're gonna hold your dumbbell in place and you're just gonna pull that dumbbell straight back. So this is a single arm dumbbell row in a bent over position. If you didn't have something there, you can just hold here. You can put your hand on your knee. Or if you had 2 dumbbells, you can do a row with a dumbbell on each arm. So another one of my favorite exercises to help strengthen your core and your low back. I hope you found those helpful, and I hope you're keeping your back nice and strong and healthy. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You can give us a call or shoot us an email, DM, comment. We're here for you.